This is how we are defining our internal table and work area. So now let's move on to perform some operation, which is internal table operations now. Internal table operation. So let's see some of the internal table operation for topic. We have got our internal table, then we will see what we can perform over here. Internal table operations in ABAP programming. In ABAP programming. First one, append statement. Append statement. First one, append statement. So append statement is used to insert the data at the last of the internal table. At the last of the internal table. That is, if your internal table have no records, it simply means that whatever record you are going to store, it will be stored at the first position. If your internal table has 3 rows, the next row that you are going to be stored, it will be stored at the 4th row. So append statement is used to insert the data at the last of the internal table. Okay, at the last of the internal table. Let me show you how we will store our data. Later on, we will bring data directly from our database to, and we will directly store them. We will use queries to bring them. But for now, let's see how we can manually store data into the internal table. So guys, we know that work area is used to process the data of the internal table. So if you have to store some data in the internal table, you will have to use this work area, because work area is the only one which can store a single record. Then that single record we will insert into the internal table, because internal table plays with multiple ones. Work area plays with single records. So let's see how we can store them. So ls employee is my work area. How many columns are inside this work area? 4 columns, right? 4 columns, 4 columns, 4 columns, right? So ls employee, I will go for first column, employee ID. Employee ID. Hyphen is used to refer any column of a work area. So here I will store, let's say, 101. Then I will go for second column, which is employee name, and I will give here a value of my employee. I will give here a value of my employee. Then I will go for third column, and I will give the value of the department. Let's say SAP ABAP. Then I will go for the fourth column, and I will give the name of the manager. I have stored data in my work area. Guys, whenever I am telling that a single record, please do not confuse with the multiple columns. I am always telling that a single row, a row can have multiple columns, right? A row can have multiple columns. So this is just a single row. And now I have to store data into the internal table. What is this append statement? Append statement is used to insert the late data at the last of the internal table. So here we will use append your work area to your internal table. And whenever you will append any data from work area to internal table, a best programming practices is always clear your work area. Clear statement is used to clear the content of work area. Okay, it is the
Mhm.
best programming practices, because there can be possibility, because work area is going to process the record, so a lot of time we are going to use it. By default data is simply removed from here, but a best programming practice is always clear it, because there can be possibility that because of some syntactical issue, or let's say from system issue, there are junk files stored into the work area, and because of that a lot of data can be corrupted into your internal table. So it is always a best programming practice to always clear your work area. Okay, so this is my first row appended. Let's just copy and add some more rows now. Let's say this time 102, and I am giving some another employee here. Then let's add some more columns also. 103. This time I'm giving another employee name. Okay, I have got three columns. Let's see how it is being stored in our internal table. How will I check it? Can anybody tell me how will I check it? How will I check
Using the
it?
debugger.
Yes, using the debugger. I will put a debugger over here, line 24. I will go to debugging mode and I will go to desktop 3. Now at the desktop 3, see here, double click on work area first. This is here work area. See, by default, work area is nothing but a structure, only structure which can only store a single record at the runtime. Then double click on your internal table. How many data is in your internal table? Here 0 cross 4 means 0 rows and 4 columns. It simply means there is no row into this internal table. See here, it is empty, completely empty. Now go for your work area, double click on that. Is there any value in your work area into this value column? Is there any value? No, it is
No.
empty. Because we are at line 24, my line 24 has not yet executed. Now just click on F6 button guys and see 101 data has been stored into the employee ID. So if you will double click here, the value in the employee ID. Now let's execute it again, and let's just wait for 28. Now go here. See, 101, Shivam Singh, SAP ABAP and Amrit Raj had been stored into their respective columns, right? Go back to desktop 3. Now this append statement is about to execute. See here guys, we have got 0 records. Just click on F6. How many records here now? 1.
One.
Double click. 1 row has been stored, right? 1 row has been stored into our internal table. Now see how clear is going to work. Click on F6 and see work area content has been erased because of the clear statement. Okay. Then we move went for the second one. Go for F6, F6, F6. Append will execute and the second row has been added at the last of the internal table. This is how your append statement is going to work. This is how your append statement is going to work. Every row that you are going to add, every row will be added at the last of the internal table. Every row will be added at the last of the internal table. Then go for the next one and see third, third. Okay, is this thing clear? Is this thing clear, guys? How this data has been
Yes.
stored? Cool,
Yes. Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
So this is how we use append statement. Append statement is used to store the data at the last of the internal table. Now, second internal table operation, second one, loop at internal table. Now our loop comes into the picture. It is used to process the data of the internal table. We can loop over the internal table and we can process it. Can anybody tell me if I have to display the data of the internal table over my output screen, how will I do that? How will I do that?
With the right command.
With the right command over the LT employee.
Um, I have to
If
think.
I write
No,
this
with
one, if I write this one, what do you think? Will I get any output?
no, you will have to do the loop at
Yes,
debug.
because this is an internal table. It has a lot of records. We can only display a variable's value, and that variable is this ls employee hyphen employee ID. This is a single variable, right? This is a single one. This is a single one. and
Yes.
it's a combine after combining them it has become a complex data object. And now can you say that this is a super complex data object, LT employee? So loop at LT employee. This is how we define use our work our looping concept over the internal table. So loop at your internal table into your work area. One by one, your data will be processed from your internal table into work area. Guys, focus on this thing. The structure, the type of this work area must be same as that of the internal table. Otherwise, you can get runtime error or data inconsistency, because let's say if this the type of this work area has only 3 columns, will it be able to process all those 4 columns? No, only 3 columns will come then. So please always have the same structure for both internal table and work area. Now here I can simply display my data. So slash keyword I will use for every record to come in the next row. So ls employee first, hyphen employee id, comma, ls employee, hyphen employee name, ls employee, hyphen department, and ls employee hyphen manager. Let's see if there is some syntax error or not. No, perfect. Activate it and just click on execute button. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, can anybody tell me why the space between these 2 columns is just one and the space of these 2 columns is more and space of these columns is more? What is the reason?
The
Can
lengths of the fields are different.
Yes, the length of these fields are different. If you will go into this employee name data element, its length is character 30, but I am just storing 10 to 15 length character. If you go to department, its length is character 40, and I am just storing a 6 character. So the rest of them are simply empty here. Okay, and this because of this comma, only one space is coming. Okay, so this is the second operation. Now, the third internal table operation is delete operation. Delete operation. By its terminology, it is pretty clear. Delete is used to delete the content of the internal table, right? Or rows of the internal table. Simple definition. Now, this delete have two forms. This delete actually performs in two ways. Delete operation performs in two ways always. The first way is delete based on where condition, and the second way is delete based on a index. What is an index? What is an index? Row
Based
number.
on
Okay. What is your row number? What is the row number of this third record? Simple, 3, right?
brief. Mhm.
So you can directly delete based on the row number or based on the index, or you can use delete based on where condition, that is based on a particular column. If you want to delete a particular row, you can use this approach. So let's see how we are going to perform the delete operation. So here before loop, let's see it. Delete based on where condition, where condition. So you will use delete keyword followed by internal table name where any column, whatever column you like. Let's say I'm following employee ID. So employee ID equals to 102. What do you think? What is going to happen now? Just put, if you want to check, just put a debugger, go to debugging mode, go for desktop 3. Currently, how many records are there? 3 records are there, 3 rows are there, and I have to perform on line 48 that I'm deleting a particular row, which column is 102. Just click on F6 and see one record has been deleted. Now we only have 101 and 103. So if I will click on continue button, I will only get the output 101 and 103. 102 has been deleted. Guys, everything is being performed dynamically at the runtime. So if something has been deleted, again when you will execute the code, it will directly start from line 1. So first 3 records will be loaded and then it is being deleted. Okay,
Mhm.
then delete based on index. So based on index, delete keyword, your internal table name, internal table name, index, and its number. Let's say I want to delete the second index. You can activate it and see second row has been deleted. If you will change the index, let's say 3, so third row will be deleted this time and first and second row will be displayed. If you will go for the first one, first row will be deleted and the rest of the two will be displayed here. Okay,
Mhm.
is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So delete operation. Perfect. Then let's move to fourth operation, which is modify. So simple. Here the terminology itself is suggesting that modify the operation is used to modify the existing content of the internal table. Okay, existing content. So if I want to update certain data which is already there inside my internal table, can anybody tell me how I will use the modify operation? How I will use the modify operation? Just think a little bit. If I have to change the content of, let's say, this second record, let's say I want to change the department and the name of this employee, how I will change it? I know that I'm going to use the modify operation, but how?
Mhm.
Please think on that.
I
You can
think
use
similar to
the.
delete. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, go
Yeah,
ahead, Mukul.
one by one.
Okay, so maybe you can be similar to delete, where you force call that row using the employee ID or any other character, or based on the index. Once you get that row, you can update the fields.
Okay, based on that index. But let's say I don't know, I don't which index is it. Okay, let's say I don't know which index is it. That is one of the way. Okay, if I know all those indexes, I can directly read them and then perform the modify operation. Perfect. But let's say I don't know. I have one, let's say 100 records in my internal table. All of them are unsorted. I don't know which record is at which place. So this time, how will I change the employee data whose employee ID is 102?
Yeah, you
Now
can also
think on
then
that.
maybe use the where employee
Where
ID.
condition. Okay, we can use it. So for that, till now, do we know how to read data? No, no. How to read data from our internal table? We only know loop operation. Okay. So till
Mhm.
now, we don't know how to read the data. So we will not go for that. We will use our looping benefits. Okay, once we know the read operation, we can use it. We will get to the record and then we will perform the modify operation. That thing is going to work. Definitely that thing is going to work. But for now, we know that, how you are going to read it, on where condition? Can you please tell me? Mukul, just think on that.
Mm,
That till now, whatever the syntax that we know, is it possible for
mm,
us to simply modify? No, it is
mhm.
not possible. Deleting something is something else. We are directly deleting it. We are not changing anything.
Okay.
We are just deleting it.
Yeah, so probably like you mentioned loop. So you loop the employee
Yeah,
ID into
yeah. So we will
this
first
employee.
loop. We will use the concept of loop. One record will come, and then we will use a if condition to check
Mhm.
that if this is employee ID 102, then we will go for that particular row. Okay. So loop add my LT employee before the into my work area and inside it and loop, and in between we will check if my work area employee ID is equal to 101, sorry, 102, then we will change the content. I will change the content ls employee name equals to, let's say this time I'm changing the name of my employee to Buddhi, and then I will use the, I'll also change the department to, let's say, cloud innovation, and I will end. What do you think? What is going to happen now? What is going to happen now? What is going to
It,
happen now?
this should work. It will catch the member where of this table where the employee is 102, and then it will
Okay, so
update
let's
the.
see. Is it going to change or not of the internal table? So at this moment, its employee ID is 101. So if a statement will not execute, it will go for next iteration, right? It will go for next iteration. We are at line 51 again. Now this time its value is 102. So here we started to change. So once line 53 will execute, its value will change to Buddhi Viswas. Now line 54 has executed. So its value has changed to cloud innovation. Okay.
Mhm.
But if I click on continue button, does it has changed it from our internal table?
Mhm.
No.
No.
Why? Why?
You need to write it back to the table.
Yes, we have performed change over the work area, but did we saved it back to our internal table? No. Did we saved
No.
it back to our internal table? No. That is the concept, guys. Please do not forget it. We are
Mhm.
required to perform the changes back again to our internal table. So that is why we use modify keyword. Modify keyword. Internal table from your work area, and whatever columns you are changing, you will have to use transporting keyword and pass those columns. If you will not pass all the changed columns, let's say I'm just passing employee name, go for activate and execute. See, only employee name has changed, department has not yet changed. So whatever columns you are changing, you will have to pass them accordingly. Okay. Well, one more thing you can do. Let's see. If I'm removing this thing, it still works. You can also do this thing also. See here. All the columns will be changed. But this is two ways of doing the same thing. You can directly use modify lt employee from work area. So whatever things have been changed, it will be modified, or you can use the transporting keyword here, and you can pass your column names, employee name, and department. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Mukul.
Mhm. Yeah, got it.
So this is how our modify operation works. Now we will have next operation, also known as read operation. Read operation. Read operation. So read operation, or let's say read table operation, it will be more efficient now. So read operation or read table operation is used to read the first matching records from the internal table. One important stuff, very important definition, guys. Usually people gets confused of this thing, first matching record, because there is a possibility that my internal table can have duplicate records. Let's say I'm just adding one more row here with same employee ID, just having half of its name, and let's see how it is going to behave. Now if you will execute it, see we have four records, right? 101 Shivam is again back here. We have got duplicate records. So read operation, the definition of read operation is very crucial here. It is there to return the first matching record from the internal table. Okay, first matching record from the internal table. And there are two ways to use the read table. Two ways to use the read table operation. Out of these, the first one is again same to same with as it was for delete. Read using, this time we will use key. There we use where condition, here we will use key or field name. And the second one is read based on index. Okay, we can directly read the record. Read operation. uh, do any of you knows the concept of linear search?
Mhm.
Mukul, you might know it. Linear search, right?
No, actually not.
Okay, so in
Maybe I don't
Python,
remember.
okay, yeah, it can be by binary search.
No.
Okay, no issue, no issue. I just want to, I was thinking that you might know it. No issue, guys. Let's see. This read operation is going to actually search the search your rows one by one. See, two ways of how this read operation actually works. One is linear search, which is the default one. So searching records one by one. This is the concept of linear search. Okay, one by one, linear search. So first it will get to first, second, third, fourth, fifth, till it finds its suitable element that it is looking for. So it will go like one by one. This is linear search. And then another way. So linear search is the by default one. If you are not mentioning the binary search, then it will follow the linear search. And then we have the binary search. So the for binary search, your internal table must be in sorted order. So we will see them. For now, just remove them. So read table operation, read using key and read using index. Okay, read using key and read using index. So let's say I want to read this 101 employee ID and I want to see the content of it. So read operation, read operation. Read table LT employee into LS employee with read operation using key be more suitable. So with employee ID, sorry, with key employee ID equals to 101. What do you think? Which record will come? First one or fourth one? Both have the, and one more important stuff, guys. Psi sub RC condition. Do you remember the psi sub RC system variable? Anybody
Mhm.
remember psi sub RC system variable? I told you we will see it
Ah, yes.
again and again. Psi sub RC system field sub RC for return code. This RC is for return code. So here, see here. Whenever we are going to use read table operation, the mandatory condition is to check for psi sub RC. If psi sub RC equals to 0 or equals to 0, that is, here we are going to check that if above operation has been successfully executed or not. If it has been executed successfully, then the condition size of RC will be always 0. If it will not execute successfully, then system will return a value other than 0. Only two way things are there always. Either it can be 0 or it can be non-zero. Okay. 0 simply means above statement has been executed successfully. So whatever operation now you want to perform, you can write in between this if condition. Best programming practice, guys. Always use always go for psi sub RC check after the read operation. Let's just comment this loop and see if we are able to find some data or not. Right? And just see here. Put it bigger over here. Go for execute button. Go for desktop 3 and see. I will put over here psi hyphen sub RC. Well, you can check from directly from here also. So I will execute. You will see here we are at line 69. 68 has been executed successfully. So when I will press enter, you can see the by default value 0. So this read operation has been executed successfully. If you will double click on work area, one record will have loaded definitely. One record has been loaded. Which record is it? First one, right? Fourth one has only name Shivam, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, if you will execute, see, this data is being displayed. This is how your read operation works. That is why I have added one more column with the duplicate rows to understand the beauty of this read operation. It only records the first match. It only returns the first matching record of your internal table. Only first matching record. It will not go for the other one. Read operation using key. Then we have read operation using index. So read operation using index. Here you can also add multiple columns if you want. Let's say, let me just show you. Uncomment. And let's check for other columns with key employee ID and employee name equals to this time. Let's say only Shivam. Let's check if it's working or not. Yeah, it is working. So I am calling based on these two columns. So which record will come this time? First one or fourth one? Tell me. First one or fourth one? Read will always go for first matching record. Which will come?
I think this the fourth one.
Definitely. The combination of them will work here as a key now. So this one will come. Okay. Let's go here. Comment this thing now. So one was using with key, another one is using index. You can directly pass the index number here. Index, let's say 4, and fourth index row will be displayed. Fourth row will be displayed. You can pass other index, let's say 1. First will be displayed. You can pass other one 2 or 3. That third row will be displayed now. That third row will be displayed now. Okay. So read using key or read using index. So one important stuff here is you can go for binary search and linear search also. But we will see it later on. That is will be a little bit complex for now. Let's just uh, uncomment this. Okay, loop has been uncommented. We are getting all our four output. So is this read operation clear?
Yes.
Read operation. If it is clear, then let's move on to the next kind of operation, which is, let's say, sixth one. It is clear and refresh. I believe we have already seen the clear statement, but let's see. Clear statement. Clear is used to clear the content of both the internal table and work area. First thing, you can use clear to clear both the content of internal table and work area. But refresh statement, refresh, refresh statement is only used to clear the content of the internal table. It is not used, it has not been defined to clear the content of work area. If you will use it, you will get a syntax error. So instead of clear, if you will use here refresh, 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 see here. Just go for syntax check. LS employee is not an internal table. Okay, that is why we are getting this error. So refresh statement is only used to clear the content of the internal table. Meanwhile, you can use clear for clearing both the content of internal table and work area. Okay. So then we have another operation. Yes. Any question?
No, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Just saying.
So then we have describe. Describe operation. Describe operation is, you guys, everything has been written in the document. If you will go it, you will read it. The same way I'm actually explaining over here. Okay. So describe operation is used to count the number of records in the internal table. Let's say you want to know how many records, how many rows are there in your internal table. You can use this describe operation to count the number of records in your internal table. Describe operation, guys. Describe operation. So for counting number of records, we will require a variable. So I will create a variable over here. Let's say lv count, type integer for I. Then I will use the describe operation. So describe table followed by your internal table. Then we use lines keyword followed by your variable name to store the number of lines that are there, number of records that are there in your internal table. It will come and it will be stored into this lv count variable. Now let's activate it and just display it. So write lv count. Let's see how many records are there in our internal table. How many records are there? 4, right? 4 records are there. 4 records are there by default. Okay.
Yes.
Is this thing clear? Describe operation to count the number of records in your internal table. Guys, records simply means rows. Never ever confuse with columns. Records or rows, same thing is there. Records or rows. Then we have next thing, eighth, sort operation. So sort operation is used to sort the internal table. Simple. Sort the internal table either in ascending or in descending based on the column specified. Whatever column you are passing, based on that it will either be in ascending or or in descending, based on the column specified. If you will not pass the ascending or descending, if ascending or descending is not passed, by default system will sort the internal table into ascending order. Okay, ascending order. System will sort the internal table into the ascending order. Let's see it. So here, sort LT employee by the column employee ID. Just check the output, guys. Go for activate, execute it, see it. By default, it is in ascending. You can simply pass here ascending keyword for ascending order if you want to add. But if you will not pass, by default, things are going to be sorted in ascending order. Now, if you want to sort them in descending order, you can pass here descending keyword instead. So descending, activate, execute. See, data has been sorted in descending order based on the employee ID. Based on the employee ID. Any doubt?
No, no doubt.
No.
These are simple operation, right? We are just trying to understand how, if we are doing storing some data over our internal table, how we will be playing with them, right? So with
Yes.
this, most of the operations of our internal table are done. One important operation is still left, which is collect operation. What do you think? What is the meaning of collect? What is the meaning of collect? What is the meaning of collect? Collecting something, right? What is the meaning of collect? Collecting something.
Yes.
So here, before defining collect operation, I will take a certain example so that you guys can understand the situation, why I am using this thing. My example is, let's say I have let's say I have a company, I have a company, let's say I have a company, three ABC, okay, or let's say I have company TCS. This TCS company is investing uh, on ABAP department, let's say 20,000. Okay, just create a hypothetical situation. I'm just creating it in the month of January. In the month of January, this TCS company is investing here. Then on, let's say, some other department, department, it is investing 40,000 in the month of, again, January. Or then again TCS company, we, let's say, we this time again ABAP, this time it has got 50,000 in the month of February. Then again TCS company, this time let's say BW department, it is investing 40,000 in the month of February. Then again TCS company, this time again department, it is investing 30,000 in the month of February. Just a hypothetical situation. Now, if I have to find the total investment over a particular department, can I write this that TCS ABAP department and 20 plus 50, 70,000? Can I simply write it? Can I write it or not? For
Hmm.
department, can I write TCS equals to 40 and 30, again 70,000, 40 and 30. Then we have again TCS BW, which is only single ones, 40,000. So see here, how many records were there earlier? 5. How many records are now currently?
Three.
So once a year has been passed, every company would actually goes for the data of the previous year so that they can see what are the mistakes that they are done, where the investment was done, and what were the actual profit above all those above all those departments, right? So this is how the calculation is actually done, right? This is how actually calculation is done. So here collect operations come into the picture. What collect operation is saying? That collect operation is used to, please focus on the definition, is used to make sum of amount values based on based on based upon unique character, which is non-numeric field values. So it is used to perform the, it is used to make sum of amount values based on unique character. Can I say, guys, the combination of these two columns is a unique character? TCS ABAP, TCS ABAP. Can I say that the combination of these two columns is a unique character? Now, once my compiler started, it saw TCS and ABAP, the investment is 20,000. Now, when it went to line 3, when it went to record 3, it again got TCS and ABAP. And this thought came into his mind that, oh, I have already saw this particular record in the previous one, so why am I simply storing multiple rows for it? Let's just combine it to and make it a single record, TCS ABAP and 70,000. This is the definition of your collect operation. So much silence. Is this thing clear,
Yes, it's clear.
Mukul?
Mm, yeah,
Confusion?
maybe once we see it with an example, it'll be more clear.
Okay, let's see the same example and let's practically implement it, how this collect operation actually works, so that you might be able to understand then. So let me log in again, go to AC38. Let's define a new program, this time collect operation, create collect collect operation. I will go for type. This time I will pass the executable and packaged here. Now guys, let's create our structure again. Types begin of let's say uh, employee ty collect collect operation. Then I will pass the department name, department before, let's say company name. So comp name, and in the type, let's use our one of the defined data element, or we can directly give here length also. But we already have some data elements which we can reuse it, so let's go for it. Let's just use the employee name we have, because we are only required to store some data. So company name, then we have a department, so department type, department name, so just use this particular. And then we have amount, so for amount, in the type we can use our salary column, because the salary is definitely used to store the amount only. So end of ty collect. This is how I will define my structure. Okay, Mugul, Alan.
Mhm. Yes.
So let's define our internal table. LT collect, type table of ty collect, ls collect, type ty collect. My work area has been defined. Also, we will define one more internal table where we will store the collected data. One important thing, lt collect to, let's say, type table of, where we will store the collected data. This will be for our original data, and I have defined this one more internal table where I will actually store my collected data. Now let's just define, let's just store our data. So first ls collect company name. The company name is again TCS. Another one ls collect. It's then department. Department is, let's say, is the department. First is ABAP. Then we have ls collect. Then we have amount. So amount value. This time, what is the amount value? Let's say 50. Sorry, what is the amount value? 20,000. So 20,000. Okay, and we will append it. Append ls collect to lt collect and clear work area. Simple. One record has been stored. Let's just copy and paste it multiple times. 4, 5. How many of them? 5. So and 40,000. Next is and 40,000. Another one is ABAP and 50,000. So 50. Let's just make to 50. Then we have TCS and BW 40. So BW, let's make to 40. And then we have and 30. So let's change department name to and the amount to, let's make it 50. Okay. Now just put a debugger over here. So let's check how our data has been actually stored. Desktop 3. Double click on LT collect. 5 row has been stored. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. This is my original data. Any doubt till now? Right?
No.
No
No.
doubt. Now let's see how our collect operation is actually going to work. So for using the collect operation, what you are going to do over here is you will use loop over our original internal table. So loop add lt collect into your work area collect, and you will go inside this loop and loop. Now in between, what you are going to do is you will simply use collect operation. Collect your work area data into your new internal table, which is lt collect to. That is why I have defined this new internal table, because I will directly apply the collect over the same internal table. A lot of data can become inconsistent. It is never ever a good approach. Always define another internal table. Okay. So one by one, we will store data into this new internal table lt collect to, and once it is done, then we will clear our work area ls collect. Best approach. Now see how this collect operation is going to work. Just check it out. Put a debugger over here. Click for execute button, guys. Go for desktop 3. How many data is in lt collect? No. Now first iteration is going to work. Click on F6. One row has been added. lt collect TCS ABAP 20,000. Go for desktop 3. Again click on F6. Let's bring second row. Second row has been added. TCS 40,000. Now my third record is about to come, which is LT collect third record TCS ABAP, right? And its value is 50,000. What is going to happen into this LT collect now? Just see here. I will click on F6, go for it, go for 52, and just see what will happen now. Click on F6. Is that number of record increased? No, na, it remained
No.
2. But if you will double click on it, just see its value.
Mhm.
It simply got combined. They have been added together based on the combination of these two non-numeric or character data.
Mhm.
Okay. So by using these two columns, SAP found that they are after combining them, they are becoming a unique character. And once it found the similar character, it simply combined them as we are using the collect operation over here. Because of this collect operation, all of this data will come. And now if you will display it, let's just display it, loop again over here. Let me just loop it again. Loop over the LT collect 2 now. And let's see the output, right? ls collect uh, company name, ls collect department, and then ls collect amount. Just activate it and see how many columns are there. Only 3. All of them are combined. When it found that same duplicate, they simply got combined together because of this collect operation. Very beautiful operation, collect operation, used to combine multiple used to combine the amount value based on the unique characters. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Just
Mukul.
one question I have.
Yeah.
Yes. So here, for example, if you also had one more characteristic, employee ID 101, 102, 103. So will it
Okay.
also consider that for adding?
That employee ID was stored in character format. Okay, first thing. That employee ID
Mhm.
was, so here when I'm telling you, just let me explain one more stuff. I am using here unique character, non-numeric. Okay. So here there is some difference. Let me just explain it. So what is the meaning of non-numeric? So non-numeric here is first, what kind of data will be called non-numeric? So in non-numeric, you are going to see character, then second one will be n. Just here new n for numeric data. Here numeric data, numeric simply means combination of both characters and numbers. Okay, then
Mhm.
date. So if you have these 4 columns in your internal table, they will be considered as non-numeric data. They will be considered as, please do not get confused with this one. Here I am simply saying non-numeric. This numeric is a combination of character plus number. Okay.
Mhm.
So once you have these 4 columns, after combining them, they will be considered as a unique character. Okay, they will be considered as a unique character, and based on that, your amount values will be summed up, and that will be numeric data types. So there is certain time people gets confused. This is non-numeric data types, and this is numeric data types. In the numeric, you are going to see first one is integer. It can be integer. Then we have packed number. Your currency CURR is basically a packed number. Then we also have floating point for decimal. So based on these non-numeric, this numeric will be summed up. Okay, can be integer based on what. This is how your collect operation actually works. Simply used to combine multiple rows together based on unique character. That is why I showed a very simple example so that you can understand it. Now it has become a little bit complex. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Is it clear, Mukul?
Yeah, it's clear now. No, thank you.
That's good. Guys, the next topic is a little bit larger and it won't be able to complete today. So I will end today's session.